Hello, boys and girls. Thank you for joining me in music class. It's so nice to see you again. Let's begin our music class. The piano evolved from the harpsichord. The piano was originally named piano forte. The piano has 88 keys and it can weigh more than 800 pounds.
The first piano was invented around 1700 by this guy Bartolomeo Cristofori in Italy. Before that, the dominant keyboard instruments were clavichords and harpsichords. These were fairly popular, but they had certain limitations. You could only play them at one volume, which wasn't really loud enough to keep up with the orchestras of the day. Bartolomeo invented a different sort of keyboard instrument that allowed you to play both loudly and softly. They called it the pianoforte, which literally means soft loud. The difference is in the mechanics. With a harpsichord or clavichord, when you hit a key, it plucks a string. This means no matter how hard you hit the key, the sound will come out at the same volume. With a piano, you hit a key and a hammer strikes the string. This allows two real differences. First, the note sounds louder or softer depending on how hard you strike the key, and therefore how hard the hammer strikes the string. And second, the note rings out and sustains until you let the key go. All of this basically served to make the piano a more expressive, dynamic instrument.
Vivaldi and the Invisible Orchestra by Stephen Costanza. In Venice of long ago, there lived a man who daydreamed in music. He'd jot down his dreams in musical notes, scribbling thousands of notes in a single day, and his music sparkled like the canals in spring. "Viva Vivaldi!" The audience cheered as the maestro took his bows. His musicians, each one an orphan girl, bowed too. Behind the curtain, dark as night, they were known as Vivaldi's Invisible Orchestra. One orphan curtsied, twirled around, and bowed again, although she didn't play an instrument. Her name was Candida, and, like Vivaldi, she was a bit of a daydreamer. Of all the orphans who lived at the orphanage La Pietà, Candida had the biggest job. She prepared the sheet music for Vivaldi's Invisible Orchestra. Every morning, a new piece of music awaited her in Vivaldi's study. On one particular day, Candida read the title, La Notte, as she carried the music up to her room. "A concerto about the night. Why, there must be moonlight in it," she thought. Her quill lightly touched the blank paper, and a tiny note appeared, an exact copy of the concerto's first bass note. She copied the second bass note, then the third, then another, and another. And before long, she had several pages filled with notes, just for the basses. And the violins! They must be glittering stars! She copied every violin note in the score, and soon several pages were filled with notes just for the violinists. The violas are the fireflies, the cellos below them, the crickets. When all the notes were copied and the last drop of ink had dried, she proudly delivered La Notte to the Invisible Orchestra. First the basses. "Here is your moonlight." Then the violinists. "And here are your stars." Next, the violas. "For you, fireflies." Finally, the cellists. "And you, lovely crickets." The Invisible Orchestra never paid Candida much attention. It was as if she were invisible to them. But when they rehearsed from the very notes she copied, what joy it was to hear Vivaldi's daydreams come true. One brisk morning, while copying notes for a new musical piece, she thought about the title, L'Inverno. A concerto about winter. Candida pondered, rubbing her hands. Why, there must be the north wind in it. She was copying notes in steady rhythm when a sudden blast of frigid air rattled at the window. And the violins, they sound like frozen raindrops. She imagined herself skating on the frozen canals. "My teeth chatter with the frozen cold," she said. When she passed under a bridge, it was spring on the other side. The wind's icy breath blew open the window, awakening Candida from her daydream and scattering the music all over the room. She quickly gathered L'Inverno from the floor and hurried downstairs to deliver it to the orchestra. Between the pages of their music, the musicians discovered little lines of poetry written next to the notes. "Birds sing joyfully at the appearance of spring?" asked the violinist. "Ha! Thunder shakes the heavens?" giggled the violist. "Ha! My teeth chatter at the frightful cold," laughed the bassist. The entire room erupted in laughter as Candida fled in embarrassment. "Silence!" a voice boomed. There in the doorway stood Vivaldi. He picked a page of music off the floor. "Birds sing joyfully at the appearance of spring?" he asked. He tucked the fiddle beneath his chin and waved the bow like a sorcerer's wand. There came the song of a goldfinch, a turtle dove, even a nightingale. Teeth chattering with a frightful cold, he read from another page as icy chattering sounds flew off the strings. The invisible orchestra began to improvise too, and before long, the room was awash in sound. The next day, as usual, Candida carried a new concerto to her room. Le Quattro Stagioni, read the title. The 4 seasons, she asked. She stared at the score and discovered something entirely new. Little lines of poetry alongside the notes, striking a remarkable resemblance to her poetry. Vivaldi had created a musical landscape all to Candida's poem. Later that week, as the invisible orchestra played, Candida recited her poems aloud, and when they finished, to great applause, Vivaldi parted the curtain. Candida stepped out and took her bow.
I packed my clothes in a suitcase. I even brought my favorite toothpaste. We're going on an adventure away.
Johann Sebastian Bach.
I lived in over 6 different cities in my lifetime. I played the organ more than any other instrument. I lived during the Baroque period. If you've been to a wedding, you will probably have heard my piece, Jesu, Joy of Man's Desiring.
Minuet in G.
Starring Squatchy Burger.
At the Tower of Pisa.
I can hear a munching sound. I can hear some slurping. I can hear a giant crunch. A dinosaur just ate my lunch. Hungry dinosaur. Hungry dinosaur. Ate my carrot, ate my cheese, ate my piece of candy. Teeth marks in my peanut crunch. A dinosaur just ate my lunch. Hungry dinosaur. Hungry dinosaur.
Boys and girls, this concludes our music class. Stay safe and I'll see you next time.